Hello everyone, welcome back to Writing 3. Today we're going to have a look at Unit 2 together. In this unit, we'll try to achieve several aims. First, we'll try to understand the purpose, audience, clarity, unity, and coherence. Then, we'll try to practice using clear, descriptive language. After that is how to use a clear pronounced reference. And finally, we'll put it all together to write a paragraph. So, let's take a look with this one. When it comes to writing, it's very important to have a look again at your writing and consider whether your piece of writing is good or not. And also, prior to writing, you need to check with yourself what are the features of good writing, and does your piece of writing satisfy or meet that requirements? So there are 5 features of a good piece of writing. What do you think? What are they? So first, we need to consider the purpose. Your writing need to serve some certain purpose, right? And then audience, who is going to read your piece of writing? And then clarity, is it clear? And then unity and coherence. We will talk more about each of this feature in more details. First thing first, let's talk about the purpose of your writing. So, when it comes to purpose of a paragraph, we are talking about the reasons that the writer is writing a particular paragraph, right? What is the motivations behind this piece of writing? Why does the writer want to write this paragraph? Of course, do not tell me that you have to write this paragraph because of your teacher. Of course, the teacher asked you to do the assignment, but why do you choose to write that topic, right? And what is your thinking, your opinion, right? So think about it. And then the reason why you need to identify the purpose is that it can keep your writing focused. If you do not understand the purpose of your own writing, maybe you go here and there, and then it does not work, right? So the purpose is the goal that the writer trying to achieve, and it should be clear. There are some common goals of academic writing. I would say academic writing, everyone, is to explain something, and to persuade, convince the other to believe in your idea and opinion. Maybe to summarize or retell, and the last one is to describe. Of course, you will see some other goals in academic writing, but these 4 are the most common. So, activity number 1 will give you a clearer idea of the purpose of writing. Can you please read the paragraph and then try to answer the question that follow? The paragraph is about the dangers of declining bee populations. I will give you some minutes to do it. Alright, have you finished? Let's take a look. What do you think is the purpose of this paragraph? Yeah, it should be to persuade the reader that the decline in the bee population is a serious problem, right? Maybe the readers do not pay attention of the topic before, and you need to write this paragraph in order to persuade them, to make them aware of the situation. So, what is the topic sentence? Yeah, the topic sentence should be the first one. Bee population across the world have dropped significantly, and this is a serious problem. And the controlling idea is a serious problem. The decline of bee populations, huh? Alright, and what do you think are the 2 solutions that offer to the problems that mentioned? Yes, okay. It should be A. Farmers and gardeners can use alternative to dangerous pesticides. And B. Beehives can be placed closer to food crops. Do you have all the correct answer? If yes, then very well done. For the next part, let's talk about purpose statement. Purpose statement is quite common for the writer to use because it is the sentence that will clearly define the points or the directions of the paragraph. By reading the purpose statement, the writer can get a very clear idea of what they are going to have to write or what is the paragraph is about. Normally, the purpose statement is not included in the paragraph. But sometime here and there you will see that they write a purpose statement instead of writing a topic sentence. But I would recommend that a topic sentence will be much better, even though for you, you see that the purpose statement is much clearer because it will help the writer to write, right? So if you like, you can write the purpose statement, but maybe it's not a good idea to include in your paragraph. Let's take a look at one example here. Talk about driving in the rain. So you can write the purpose statements like this. The purpose of this paragraph is to list the dangers of driving in the rain. So it's very clear that you have to list the dangers, right? Not what is fun, what is difficult, but the dangers of driving in the rain. So it's your turn to practice now. Can you please have a look at activity number 2 and write the purpose statement for the following topics. So for the first one, fast food. The purpose statement can be, the purpose of this paragraph is to give reasons for the popularities of fast food restaurants. Remember that it is only one way. You can write any other way that you like, as long as your purpose statement is clear and grammatically correct, then it's good to go. Alright, the statement number 2 can be, the purpose of this paragraph is to argue that there are negative effects of eating fast food. For topic sources of energy, we can say the purpose of this paragraph is to describe clean energy's alternative or to argue the importance of using clean energy. For topic number 3, an important invention, it can be, the purpose of this paragraph is to describe the importance of the invention of the internet or to describe the importance of the invention of communication satellites. For a topic of friendships, your purpose statement can be something like, is to explain steps you can take to improve your friendships or to describe the different kinds of friendships. For topic number 5, study habits, your purpose statement can be to summarize the best study habits or to compare and contrast the good study habits and bad study habits. So as you can see in the last one here, the purpose of the paragraph is also help you to define which type of paragraph that you are going to write. Is it going to summarize, or is it going to compare and contrast, or is it going to describe or explain, right? So purpose of the purpose statement is extremely important. It will make sure that your piece of writing will be very clear, will have very clear purpose. I hope that you can do it well. Thank you. For feature number 2, we'll look at audience. This kind of features, normally the writer often overlook that. With a very experienced writer, I think that they will already have the audience in their mind. But for like anyone who started to write or still practice writing, I think that it's a good idea for you to keep in mind your audience. Who is going to read your piece of writing? Is it formal writing or is that informal writing? Right, ask yourself several questions here. Like in the books, they suggest you try to analyze or ask yourself how much basic or background knowledge does your audience have. Is there any other background information that you would like to ask? And the formal or informal language use. The last question here is extremely important because sometimes I come across the piece of writing that is really good, but the writer doesn't really understand the audience. The topic is to write an email to a friend, but then it's write a very academic one, like you writing to the principal. Sometimes, even in Vietnamese, the student make that mistakes, right? You have to write an email to your lecturers. However, the language is extremely informal. You say like, "What's up?" and "Can I take a day off?" It's good, right? You use the language that is too informal to write to your lecturers, so it is something that you should keep in mind. For the next feature, we're going to talk about clarities. So as I explained earlier, clarities is how easy it is for the readers to understand what you are writing. So clarity can be achieved in several ways. First thing first is your ideas. It needs to be logical, clear, and easy to understand. Secondly is the language. You need to try to write a clear sentence to make your point. It shouldn't be vague or indirect. There are two main ways that you can improve your clarity in writing. First is a clear descriptive language. Second, clear pronoun reference. We shall look at these two in further details now. First thing first, use clear and descriptive language. So, when you are able to use a clearer and more descriptive language, it will help the reader to visualize and understand the message that you are trying to get across easier. So what you need to do is you should try to avoid the non-descriptive words such as like thing and happy and good. When I correct your piece of writing, what is the reason why I always say that try to stay away from the word like thing? It's too general. It doesn't give the readers anything. And then the word like good is basic, too general as well. Alright, so let's take a look at some example here. You can say Usain Bolt of Jamaica set the world record, and then this blah 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 blah. This is an exceptional thing. You have the word exceptional, it's very good, but then you use think. It is a very poor word choice. It is not descriptive, and it's quite informal as well. But this situation here, you need to sound a bit more formal. So it's a good idea for you to change thing into achievement. I think you got the idea, right? Another way that can help you to sound more descriptive is to add details in your sentences, right? So the sentences with more detail will be much more informative and interesting to the reader. So let's take a look at this one here. You can just say something basic like, the man went to work, and then the descriptive language is my neighbor, Mr. Andrew. So you say that it is just not the man, it is your neighbor, and then you add the name, right? And then went to work where? You can say went to work at the power plant every day for 25 years. Does the sentence number 2 sound much more interesting to you? So we'll try to write more beautiful sentence like that. So before that, let's quickly complete activity number 3. So here I will give you quite like generals or basic vocabulary. Can you try to use a more descriptive or more precise words? Please take a look. Alright, so for bad, you can say awful, right? Or terrible or poor. Very, yes, you can think about the word like extremely. It's more extreme, right? Incredibly, especially. Or for big, you can have like gigantic, massive, or enormous. For interesting, what can you think of? We can have engaging, we can have fascinating, we can have intriguing. So this will not only improve your writing in general but also improve your score. These words will have a very high level of vocabulary use. And the last one, nice to basic, you can say like friendly or admirable or agreeable. Please try to learn more synonyms like this to use in your writing. Thank you. Now, in this activity, you are going to try to rewrite these phrases to make it a more descriptive one, like the old hounds. So you can say the historic hounds in the mountain village. Remember, you can change the word and then you add extra informations. I will give you some minute. Alright, so the long road can turn into the long, windy road through the country. A nice gift can become an amazingly generous gift from a friend. The big mountain can become the majestic mountain range. Number 5. A very difficult exam can be an extremely long and complicated exam. Alright, so rewriting for collaborative. Can you write the whole sentence here to make it more descriptive? So you can say, the network administrator has a great deal of knowledge about programming computers, and the new student stylist fits him well. So he clothes looks really nice. Turn from something simple to something much more descriptive. Tokyo is big. Then you can say Tokyo is the largest city in the world with a population of 38 million people. The company made changes, become the startup business upgraded its communication system to increase efficiency. Much better one. You will earn much better score with this one. The team won the championship. How do you change it? We can say the French soccer team won the World Cup in 2018.